Welcome to another stock market analysis video, and here are the stocks na pag-uusapan ko sa video na to. So as usual, punta muna tayo sa PSEI para sa overall market conditions. So the last time that I talked about the PSEI chart, it was last December 12, so about 2 weeks ago. And during this time nga, yung inaasahan ko na magiging move ng PSEI for the short term is either mag-breakdown siya and pumunta siya dito sa near 5.7 level, which is the next support area after this 5.859 level, no? Or kapag lumakas siya, abutin niya yung 6.2 up to 6.290 na price level. And I also mentioned previously na para sa akin talaga, ang pinakamagandang gawin ng PSEI of course is umabot siya dito sa 6.3 and up tapos hindi na bumaba. Because for me, that would be the sign na naging bullish na yung market or positive na talaga yung sentiment pagdating sa market in terms of price action. So, I'm just going to remove some of the drawings that I placed here para mas maging clear yung chart. So, December 12 yung last time and ito siya, no? And I was anticipating nga na magkakaroon ng symmetrical triangle. So, even before these candles formed, I was expecting na yung price, no, somewhere around this area lang. So, nagtry siyang mag-breakout dito sa resistance line. But unfortunately, nagkaroon ng bentahan nung December 19. So, create niya nga talaga yung triangle, no? And surprisingly, nakabawi agad yung PSEI, no, the following trading day. And this past Friday, halos tinatapik niya lang yung MA100, no. So, I think this symmetrical triangle is no longer valid since mukhang iba na yung ginagawa niyang pattern. And it also looks like the PSEI is inside a much larger consolidation, no? So, ito siya. It looks like nakapag-create siya ng double top in the short term. So, this is the range high currently for PSEI, which is the 6.1 level. And I could say na possibly strong support na itong 5.885 na level na to, which is the bottom part of the range, no? So, because of this move, I think it already invalidates itong downward channel na ginagawa ng PSEI. So, I'll also remove that. And I think it will no longer follow this downward channel move, no? But that doesn't mean na hindi na pwedeng bumaba yung PSEI because, as you all know, if you've been watching my videos ng matagal na, whenever there is a consolidation, only time can tell. Kung magbe-breakout ba siya palabas nung consolidation in order to move higher or magkakaroon ba siya ng breakdown to move lower, no? So, in this case, pag nag-breakdown pa yung PSEI dito sa range na to, then as mentioned earlier, the next support, yung around 5.7 level. And pag nag-breakout yung PSEI sa 6.1, then I'm going to expect na mahirapan siya na malagpasan agad-agad yung 6.2 up to 6.290 level kung hindi ganun kalakas yung buying pressure. But ultimately, andun pa rin tayo sa 6.3 yung dapat niyang ma-overcome na price tapos ma-sustain niya yun, no? So, I guess it's very crucial for the PSEI this coming January of 2026, no? Kasi this is already enough consolidation, no? Isang buwan na para magkaroon siya ng move. So, dito natin malalaman kung mag-move higher pa ba tayo or we're going to move lower. So, for the first stock na pag-uusapan ko, that's SMC. So, for SMC, the last time na napag-usapan ko yung stock na to, November 21. So, that's more than a month already. And yung in-anticipate ko nga dito sa SMC is magkaroon siya ng consolidation dito, no? Pero hindi nangyari yun, and yung consolidation actually nangyari dito sa taas nitong resistance level niya. But it still followed the possible scenario or bias na kung saan pag nalagpasan niya yung R1, pwedeng tumaas yung price further. So, it happened here, no? Kasi nung nalagpasan niya yung R1, the stock increased nearly by 11%, no? Pero nagkaroon lang din ng bentahan dyan. So, I'm going to adjust yung possible levels ng SMC. So, I'm going to delete the majority of the drawings here. So, ngayon, meron tayong resistance previously sa R1. So, syempre, since that no longer is acting as the resistance and nagkaroon na ng increase in price, then I'm going to treat this as a support, no? So, lalagyan ko lang muna ng S in order to determine kung anong number ng support siya later. So, dito sa ginawang move ng SMC, sobrang ganda niya kasi the stock has already moved lower, no, by about 26-27%, no, at may isa pang period na umabot siya ng halos 30% drop. Tapos nabawi niya yung move na yon, at kung makikita nyo, bumalik ulit siya dito sa prices niya na start of the year for 2025. So, basically, bumalik ulit siya dito sa malaking consolidation niya na to, no? So, you could say na nagkaroon ng resistance nung December 23 because if we're going to put a horizontal line dito, kitang-kita naman natin na ito yung range high niya before. And as you can see, ito kasi yung ginagawang consolidation ng SMC before nagkaroon ng breakdown, no? So, of course, you'd expect na magigi pa rin tong resistance kasi resistance naman siya before eh. So, nagkaroon lang ng overshoot, no? Hindi ganun kalakas yung stock na to para mag-breakout siya tapos ma-confirm. Pero syempre, hindi naman ibig sabihin no na tapos na yung play because if buying pressure comes in, then pwede pa rin naman tong makabawi at ma-overcome pa rin yung resistance. Pero sa ngayon, it looks like I'm going to treat this level as the R1 and gagawin ko siyang range, no? Kasi ito na yung recent swing high niya eh, yung 85.95 na area. So, from 84.40 up to 85.86, pwedeng yan na yung next resistance niya. And ito, S1 na yung gagawin ko dito because it's actually the bottom part of the range, a previous resistance na naginang support, no? So, for SMC, it's possible na kung walang masyadong galaw sa market, pwedeng mag-create siya ng smaller consolidation sa level na to. And saka siya makapag-decide, no? Kung magbe-breakout ba siya or babalik siya lower towards this S1 support. So, mind you, this stock has never experienced a big drop, no? Sa pagtaas niya, kung mapapansin nyo, dire-diretso lang yung pagtaas niya tapos consolidation lang. Hindi pa siya nagkakaroon ng malaking drop or malaking retracement. So, dahil tumaas na tong stock na to, syempre, we can always consider na posibleng mangyari yun, no? Lalo na pag humina talaga ng sobra yung market. But of course, sa galaw niya ngayon, mas leaning on more tayo na bullish siya. So, much like what I said sa previous chart ng PSEI, whenever a stock is in a possible consolidation, diba, only time can tell kung makakapag-breakout ba siya or magbe-breakdown, and kailangan lang natin antayin yun kung mas mauna ba yung buyers dito or sellers sa stock na to. So, next stock, APX. So, for APX, the last time that I talked about this stock, November 21. So, I think kasabay din halos ng SMC, no? I was able to review this stock along with SMC last month. So, I've placed a couple of call-outs here na possible descending triangle target. So, I'm no longer going to discuss kung paano ko nilagay itong mga call-outs na to. So, if you want, you can just check, no, yung video na ginawa ko na yon. So, just go to the homepage of the channel and i-check nyo lang yung bandang November 21, November 22, or 23 na date and makikita nyo dun if you want a complete breakdown kung paano ko na-plot itong mga targets na to, no? But as you can see, sumakto yung bias, yung anticipation ko na ito yung pwedeng abutin na price ng APX, no, as early as last month. So, in fact, nalagpasan pa nga niya because the target is actually just around 12.63 tapos ito nasa 12.94 na. So, of course, I'm going to remove the drawings that I plotted here kasi relevant na yung mga patterns na yan dahil nalagpasan niya na, no? So, ang natitira na lang dito yung R1 tas R2. So, 10.74 price area. So, of course, I'm going to plot a line here pero this time magiging na tong support. So, lalagyan ko lang ng S and then yung R2 sa 11.80. So, lalagyan ko din ng isang S yan. And I'm going to remove this line as the previous pattern target. So, tatanggalin ko rin tong vertical line. So, it's very clear to me na itong level na to, which is the previous resistance, yung magiging ng S1, and itong previous resistance din, syempre magiging na tong S2, no? So, the thing about APX, it's already at an all-time high. So, we can't really say for certain kung ano yung pwedeng maging resistance ng stock na to because wala nang structure resistance. But, sa mga ganitong galawan kasi, no, the possible resistance that we can set are psychological resistances na key prices na pwedeng puntahan ng stock, no. So in this case, kung 12.94 yan, pwedeng mag-act as resistance yung 13, no, pwedeng maging significant number siya. Tapos 14 and then 15. So I'm not saying that the stock will reach itong mga level na to. I'm just saying na since wala tayong basis for a possible structure resistances, since wala ng candles to the left, ang pwede nating asahan na maging selling area nyo dyan is yung mga significant price points na to, no? So, of course, the main reason and the catalyst kung bakit tumataas yung APX is because yung gold, no, prices ng gold sa global market is tumataas, no, along with other precious metals. So, of course, APX being a mining company, nagkakaroon ng significant jump yung APX as traders or investors, no, are already pricing in yung magiging income or magiging revenue nila in the next quarter or probably in the next disclosures na ilalabas nila, no? Kasi syempre, APX being a mining company that gets its revenue, that gets its income from mining gold, syempre kung tumataas yung product na binibenta nila, of course, the revenues and the income will increase. So, nagre-reflect yun sa stock price, diba? So, ang kailangan bantayan dito sa APX, of course, is yung mga price levels na to kung tatamaan niya and kung magkaroon ng reversal sa gold or magkaroon ng significant retracement, no? Kasi pwedeng bumaba yung APX. Kasi halos minimimic niya, no? Yung galaw ng mga commodities na to. So, I think in order for APX then to move higher, no, at maabot niya itong mga significant price area na to, gold of course needs to maintain that rally and to keep on continuing, no, para magkaroon pa rin ng catalyst itong APX at maabot niya itong mga significant price levels niya. So, the next stock, that's ASEN. So, for ASEN, it's been so long since I last talked about this stock, no? First week of October pa. Halos magti 3 months na, no? So, I'll just remove the bulk of my drawings here since mukhang kailangan ko na rin naman ng i-adjust lahat, no? I'm going to delete the drawings here. And kung bago ka pa lang sa channel na to, sometimes sa mga charts na napapag-usapan ko, no, makikita nyo na may nakalagay na bought price. So, this just basically means na meron akong position sa stock na to. So, ginagamit ko kasi yung chart ng broker ko and automatically nilalagay niya yung average price na meron ako sa isang stock. So, eto sa ASEN, meron kasi akong position dyan, no, around 2.51 and I'm currently up by more than 8% sa stock na to. Actually, matagal ko nang pinag-uusapan yung stock na to, no, ever since October, November pa, napapag-usapan ko na yung stock na to. So, it's because I create videos where I share the stocks that I'm monitoring to buy, no? Yung stocks na part ng watchlist ko. And itong mga video na to ay exclusive sa mga members ng channel na to, which include the Traders Table Group and Market Masters. So, if you're interested to join the membership group of this channel and have exclusive access to certain videos, just send me an email answering the details that you're seeing sa screen. So, going back sa chart, as you can see dito sa ASEN, yung pinakamataas niyang napuntahan na price area is around 2.93. And I believe the reason why nangyari yan is because 3 is a significant price area, no? Hindi lang dahil cycle resistant siya, but also we can see na meron kasing previous consolidation around this area, no? So, it's a possible area kung saan maka-encounter yung stock ng selling pressure because may significant part na may consolidation sa area na to, no? So, of course, itong 2.93 to 3 price area, I'm going to treat this as the resistance 1. So, range yan. And after this, the next resistance that I can see is yung around 3.47 to 3.55. So, para sa akin, ito yung R2. And if I'm going to look at the current support level of ASEN, so I'm seeing na the stock is actually supporting around 2.68, no, 2.67 level. So, of course, this is going to be your S1. And previously kasi, meron tayong significant resistance around this 2.56, 2.54 level. So, I'm going to treat this as the S2, no, somewhere around that area. So, for ASEN, yung nakikita kong pwedeng gawin niya in the coming days is to simply create a consolidation, no, around this area up until makapag-decide siya, no, kung kakayanin ba niyang mag-breakout dito sa R1 and moving past 3 na price area or it's going to move lower towards S2 kapag nag-breakdown yung S1. So, up until maging lamang yung buyers or yung sellers, you'd expect that the stock will just move inside a consolidation, no, sa loob ng box na to. So, yan yung dapat abangan kung ano ba yung gagawin ng ASEN, no? So, you can see clearly na may halos parehas na theme yung PSEI tapos SMC tapos ASEN. And it's no surprise because SMC and ASEN is of course part of the PSEI, no? Dalawa sila, no, na part ng mga first liners at blue chips sa stock market natin. So, it's very interesting to see kung anong gagawin ng ASEN in the coming days, no? At binabantayan ko din yung stock na to as I already have a position, no, around 2.51. So the next stock, that's AREIT. So for AREIT, the last time that I talked about this stock, November 18, so more than a month already. So a month and a week na. And halos sinunod niya rin nga yung bias na napag-usapan ko. So, yung AREIT kasi is actually moving in a downward channel pattern, no? And mabuti naman at nakapag-breakout siya. So, somehow we can say na pwedeng nanenegate niya na itong downward pattern na ginagawa niya, no? Pero as expected, nahirapan talaga siyang mag-breakout dito sa R1 resistance kasi significant price level to before eh. So, up until mabutas niya yung R1, mahirapan yung stock na to na lumagpas ng 45 price area, no? Kasi mukhang makapal-kapal na resistance to. In a span of 2 to 3 months, no? Several times na siyang nag-act as resistance and halos never nagko-close above yung AREIT above this level ng significantly. So, ngayon, kaka-breakout pa lang niya dito sa channel pattern and it looks like it's creating a very small consolidation, no, relative sa ginagawa niyang pattern previously. So, I guess ito na lang yung inaantay ng AREIT din, no, na gumanda yung takbo ng market para tuluyan ng mabutas yung R1 level. Kasi kung tatagal pa yung consolidation tapos magkaroon pa ng bentahan sa market, then it's possible na balikan niya ulit yung resistance line ng downward channel pattern na ginagawa niya. So, next stock, that's RCR. So, for RCR, the last time that I talked about this stock, November 21. So, I'm going to remove some of the drawings that I created here. So, previously kasi, yung in-expect kong gagawing move ng RCR is magsistay siya dito sa consolidation, no? And then, it would either break down or break out depende sa magiging galaw ng market. And nagstay naman yung RCR dito sa loob ng consolidation na to for a few days, no? A few trading days. Tapos, nag-breakout siya pero mukhang nahihirapan talagang tumaas tong stock na to kasi after niya mag-breakout, bumabalik lang din ulit sa level na to. So, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to adjust itong consolidation niya at mas gagawin kong mas malaki. So, it looks like ito na kasi yung consolidation na ginagawa niya eh. So, this just means na retained pa rin yung level na to as R2 and R3. Since this is a consolidation, I'm going to treat the range high as the possible R1. No? So, ito siya. And then, itong bottom part ng range, of course, yung magiging yung S1 na support level. So, I think looking at the chart and the overall pattern, I'd say itong level niya before, around 7.04 is still the strong support area. So, para sa akin, S2 ito. Kasi nga, yung bottom part ng range yung S1. No? So, ilang beses ko nang na-mention, whenever a stock is in a consolidation, oras na lang talaga yung inaantay, no? Kung magbe-breakout ba siya sa consolidation na yon in order to test succeeding resistances or magkakaroon ba siya ng breakdown, no? Para puntahan yung mga significant support. But I think if the market is gonna do well tapos bumaba yung RCR, I think this is already a strong support area because ito na yung bottom part ng range. Tapos as you can see, all the moving averages are already here. So I think para mabutas pa ng RCR itong level na to at bumalik siya sa 7, kailangan yung market siguro talagang malakas din yung bentahan, no, para madama itong RCR. So it looks like kung humina yung market, magsistay lang siya dito sa loob ng box, and if lumakas yung market or may significant catalyst for RCR mismo, baka mag-breakout na siya in the short term. So, next up, Pure Gold. So, for Pure Gold, last time that I talked about the stock, November 24. So, since nasa consolidation nga siya, so yung anticipate ko na move is either mag-breakout siya, no? Or magkaroon ng breakdown. So, what happened sa Pure Gold was nagkaroon siya ng breakout nung November 28. Pero mukhang binawi niya lang kaagad yung move na yun, no? Tapos, andito na siya ulit sa range na yun. But, if I'm going to remove most of the drawings that I plotted here sa Pure Gold, I can see a significant pattern that is forming. So, posibleng nasa isang malaking downward channel pattern yung Pure Gold, no? So, ibig sabihin ito, kung hindi pa magkakaroon ng magandang catalyst sa Pure Gold or kung hindi siya aabot sa 44 price area soon, pwedeng ang mangyari lang is maglaro siya, no, around this space kasi ito yung pattern na ginagawa niya eh. So, it's very significant for Pure Gold pala na dapat makalagpas siya dito sa 44 kasi ayun lang yung chance, no, na pwedeng masabi na negated yung ginagawa niyang pattern. So, 43 price area is what I'm going to consider as the R1 since this is already the point B nung pattern na ginagawa niya, no? Kasi ito yung point A, which is the 52-week high. Tapos ito yung point B, no? Tapos sa support naman, I think this is already going to be the good support or price level for pure gold, no? Yung between 35.94 area tapos 36. So I'm going to treat this as the S1 support. Tapos medyo malalim, no? Yung next na support niya. So itong around 33.20. So S2 yan. So medyo malalim pa, no, from these prices. And hindi rin nakakagulat kung pupuntahan niya yung prices na to kasi as you can see, pasok pa rin naman yung support levels na to dito sa pattern na ginagawa niya. So, I think pwedeng maging catalyst, no, na makabawi yung pure gold kapag gumanda palalo yung market tapos mag-bullish since pure gold is part of the PSEI. Pero mukhang nagkakaroon na ng bentahan ngayon, no? So, dapat makalagpas na yung pure gold dito sa resistance line na to or ma-overcome man lang niya itong R1 resistance, no, para hindi na siya magtagal dito sa pattern na to. Tapos, tumaas pa yung chance na bumaba pa yung stock further. So, next stock, SM. So, for SM, the last time that I reviewed this stock, November 21, and yung in-anticipate ko nga na move niya, no, is make or break because meron kasing resistance line yung SM around this level. Tapos, tinatapik niya na, no, the last time that I talked about this stock. So, sabi ko either pababa lang to or pataas, no. Ang nangyari, nagkaroon ng bentahan because nagre-resist yung level ng resistance line and for some reason, nagkaroon siya ng breakout pero nag-fade lang din kaagad nung December 1. Tapos, bumaba pa yung stock further tapos hindi pa rin siya nakakabawi, no? So, it looks like it's still respecting itong trend line na ginagawa niya. So, i-extend ko lang, no? Kasi posible pa rin na maging resistance to since napeke yung move na ginawa niya dito. So, I'm also going to extend this S1. So, you could say that SM is actually creating a descending triangle na pattern, no? So, very significant talaga na makapag-breakout siya dito sa R1 tapos mas better na above na rin siya ng MA100 as that could signal na possible na nagre-recover na yung stock and pwedeng mag-transition towards a short-term uptrend. So, significant price level pala yung 740 sa SM, no? So, of course, hindi rin nakakagulat kung pupuntahan pa niya yung price level na S1, no? Because at these levels, it's just a 3% drop, no? So, pwedeng isa, dalawang araw lang mapuntahan niya yung price levels na yan. But of course, that would happen kung talagang mahina yung market, no, since SMIC is also part of the PSEI and one of the stocks na may large weight pagdating sa index. So, very significant na makabawi itong SM since pag umabot yung price nito sa 740, no, mataas yung chance na maganda din yung galaw ng market. So, that could probably make a rally for other stocks as well. So, wag naman sanang bumalik siya sa S1, no, or wag naman sanang mabutas pa yung S1 na price level. So, another SM stock, that's SMPH. So, for SMPH, last time that I talked about this stock, November 24, and ang ina-anticipate ko nga dito, magsistay lang siya dito sa box up until makapag-breakout siya, no? So, actually, sa ganda ng galaw ng stock na to, nag-expect sana ako na around first week of December pa lang, no? Mag-breakout na siya. Pero, ang nangyari, nagtagal pa talaga siya sa consolidation and second week, third week ng December siya nagkaroon ng move palabas ng box na yon, no? So, like I said earlier, only time can tell kung talagang makakalabas siya sa consolidation or magsistay lang siya doon. Kung lalabas man siya pataas or lalabas siya pababa. So, ngayon, I'm going to remove yung box na ginagawa ng SMPH because I think that's not the pattern na ginagawa niya na ngayon, no? So, I'm also going to remove itong previous resistance niya dito and I'm going to simply plot a box here na medyo mas malaki and it looks like ito yung gagawin na consolidation ng SMPH, no? So, I'm going to treat this as the S1 price level tapos ito pa rin yung S2 na strong support. So, of course, this is the range high. So, syempre ito yung R1 na resistance. Tapos, medyo makapal agad, no? Yung R2, R3, and R4 na resistance. So, of course, what I'd like to see sa SMPH is definitely na malagpasan niya yung R4, no? Kasi that could signal na nakapag-reverse na yung stock. But I think sobrang mahirapan tong stock na to kung wala masyadong magandang galaw sa market because yung R3 to R4 level, ayan yung significant resistance niya before, eh. Ilang beses na yan nag-act as resistance, no? 4 times, no? For the first half of 2025. So, asahan mo na grabeng lakas na selling na mangyayari dito kung walang maayos na buying pressure or hindi maganda yung pasok ng investors or traders sa levels na to, no? Pero para sa akin, ito yung kailangan ma-achieve ng SMPH para matulak yung stock pataas and of course, para matulak yung market natin to a move higher. So, next stock, JGS. So, for JGS, last time that I talked about the stock, December 1. And very simple lang yung naging analysis ko dito, no? I just placed two patterns na pwede niyang gawin. It's either gawin niya itong falling wedge na ginagawa niya or magstay lang siya inside this consolidation. But of course, the bias is kailangan lumabas na siya dito sa falling wedge kasi pwede pang pumunta yung prices below 20, no? Nagtagal pa naman siya sa box na to for about 2 weeks, no? Tapos nakapag-breakout siya nung December 15 na confirmed. So, nasunod niya nga yung bias na na-plot ko dyan. So, this means that the stock is no longer in a falling wedge pattern. So, I'm going to remove itong mga levels na to at yung mga patterns na yan. So, para sa akin, medyo relevant na sila ngayon. And itong 22.43, since previous resistance, has nalagpasan niya na, I'm going to treat this already as the S1, no? Tapos, yung level niya dito, ayan pa rin para sa akin yung R2 because the stock is creating a small consolidation here. So, it's possible na ito yung R1 level niya. So, much like what I talked about earlier, andito na naman tayo sa isang consolidation. So, only time can tell kung yung JGS ba magbe-breakdown sa box na to tapos mabubutas niya yung S1 para balikan, no, itong price level na to sa 20. So, para sa akin, ito yung next na strong support niya sa S2. Or magkakaroon ba siya ng lakas para makapag-breakout, no? Tapos, try niyang i-test yung R2 na resistance or yung 52-week high niya in order to move higher. So, JGS being one of the blue chip stocks, one of the stocks na part ng PSEI, ibig sabihin, kailangan din ng magandang move sa market natin so that JGS can move higher as well, no? And ultimately, gusto natin makapag-breakout siya dito sa 25.80 because ayan nga yung kanyang 52-week high. So, of course, that would signal investor confidence and buying pressure, no? Pag nalagpasan niya yung 26 na price area tapos nag-close na siya doon tapos hindi na siya bumababa. So, ayun lang, that ends the stock market analysis video. If you haven't watched my other videos, you can click towards the upper right. If you want to learn more about non-technical stuff, talking about trading or investing psychology, you can check out my other playlist and click the lower right image. So, ayun lang and thank you for watching this video.